The Education Plan Committee meeting for Wednesday, November the 5th, 2025. I'm Trustee Alfred Chin, and I would like to call the meeting to order. With deep gratitude and respect, we are honored and learning on the ancestral and ancestral land of the Musqueam, Squamish Nation, and Selkirk Nations. The meeting is currently being broadcast live, and both the audio and video recordings will be accessible to the public for viewing even after the meeting ends. Footage from this meeting may be viewed from Canada or anywhere else in the world. The board had a strong commitment to ethical conduct. This includes the responsibility of committee participants to conduct themselves with appropriate decorum and professionalism. It's my responsibility as the chairperson of the committee to see that decorum is maintained. I ask all participants to keep questions and comments to the content provided in the presentation or report. Before we begin, I ask all participants to introduce themselves, starting on my left.
Tyler Bruce, I'm a numeracy elementary lead with the Learning and Instruction team.
Andrew Perry, he, him, Learning and Instruction team, secondary numeracy support teacher.
Ranjit Bains, she, her, Director of Instruction.
Mike Valgaris, Principal, Moberly Elementary.
Susie Polson, District Principal of Learning and Instruction.
Shannon Burton, she, her, Director of Instruction, Learning and Instruction.
Rose McKenzie, District Principal, Inclusion Elementary.
Nikki Short, pronouns she, her, District Resource Teacher for Secondary.
David Nix, I'm District Principal for Inclusion for Secondary Schools.
Rosie Petchka, Director of Instruction Learning Services.
David Delorme, District Principal for Indigenous Education, he, him.
Allison Ogden, she, her, Associate Superintendent.
Amy Van Vliet, Director of Instruction Elementary.
Lisa House, Vice Principal at Selkirk Elementary.
Chris Wong, Director of Instruction Elementary.
Kirpal Sohal, he, him, Acting District Principal of Equity and Anti-Oppression.
Ryan Fullerton, District Principal, VLN, Career Programs and Summer Learning.
Mark Reed, District Resource Teacher for Career Programs.
Iqbal Gill, District Principal for the Alternative Programs, she, her.
Richard Edge, he, him, District Vice Principal for Alternative Programs.
Christopher Richardson, Trustee.
Sherry Bashirs, DPAC Representative.
John Silver, VSTA.
Janet Fraser, Trustee.
Teo Huraban, Vancouver District Students Council.
Bruce Garnett here for VASA.
Trustee Victoria Young.
Lucetta George Grant, Musqueam.
Kirsten Toring, Tsleil-Waututh Nation Education Manager.
Deborah Tinton, Vancouver Elementary and Adult Educator Society.
Riley McMitchell, he, him, Vancouver Elementary Principals and Vice Principals.
Lois Champedley, Trustee.
Pedro da Silva, Associate Superintendent. Pronouns are he, him.
Rochita Gundalikar, Recorder.
Janice Myers, she, her, Associate Superintendent.
Helen McGregor, pronouns she, her, Superintendent.
Maureen McRae Stanger, Associate Superintendent, she, her.
Thank you, everyone. We now move to the agenda for this meeting. We have one information item on this evening agenda, supporting the framework for enhancing student learning priorities. I'll ask Associate Superintendent Marie Stanger to present the item.
Thank you, Chair. Good evening, everyone. Great to see such a full house here tonight for our session for the Education Plan Committee. Tonight we're going to be focusing on FESL again and really focusing on our priorities for our learners within the VSB. Next slide, please. So as a reminder to us, I think I've shown this slide every time we've been together. The FESL goals really are around measuring student success across VSB and across the province. And there are 3 key goal areas. So intellectual development, we want all of our students to meet or exceed literacy and numeracy expectations for each grade level. We want to focus on human and social development, where students will feel safe, welcome, and connected to their school. And of course, we want students to have a career development pathway. We want to make sure that they can graduate and have the core competencies to really achieve their career and life goals. Next slide, please. We also know that this work is in alignment with the work that we're doing currently in the VSB. So our FESL annual report with those goals I just mentioned aligns with our VSB education plan. As well, it's helped to inform our 4 key priorities for our students. So we really want to make sure we're supporting literacy and numeracy proficiency for all students in the VSB. We are focusing on quality instruction and assessment. What happens in classrooms supports students at that Tier 1 level and is very important for our learners. We also want to make sure that we are focusing on our priority population of students. Our students who are Indigenous, have diverse learning needs, and are in care are important for us to be working with. As well, that idea of well-being and connections for students and staff across the district is important for us. Next slide. So again, in our FESL annual report, which I presented back in September at our Ed Plan Committee, Part 2 was called Respond to Results, and it had a reflect and adjust chart in it that really highlighted curated things that we are doing to support those FESL priorities. And so within there, we talked about some alignment with those FESL goals and with our education plan, and specifically looking at what we're doing, if it's working, if we're continuing those initiatives, and how it's supporting our students and our learners. Next slide. So tonight, I'm really excited to have so many district and school-based staff here with us. They are going to be really what I'm considering FESL in action tonight. They're going to be sharing and showing you things that we are doing. We have curated 9 key areas for you based on those FESL priorities. So looking at literacy and numeracy proficiency, quality instruction and assessment, well-being and connections, and supporting priority learners. We're going to have 3 learning stations around the room this evening. Station 1 is over towards that back wall. We're going to have Station 2 over here at the end of the room, and then Station 3 is behind me. And we're going to have you in your groups right now as Education Committee members rotate through each of those 3 stations, and at each station there are 3 learning activities or opportunities for you. Next slide, please. So at Station 1, you'll have a chance to interact with 3 initiatives that we're working on in the VSB. The first activity there will be looking at numeracy skills and the creation of a numeracy framework for our students K to 12. The next part of that station is going to be talking about literacy residencies, and we've got a principal here from one of our elementary schools who will talk about the impact of those literacy residencies with experts in their school to support student learning. Also, we're going to be having one of our SLP, amazing SLPs, sharing with us our AAC devices to support our students with diverse learning and literacy needs. So at Learning Station 1, you'll have a chance to rotate through those 3 activities, about 25 minutes each in total for those 3 opportunities. Station 2, next slide please, is around human and social development. And we're going to have a member of our Indigenous learning team talk about student leadership for our Indigenous learners. So Allison and David are there to share some experiences for our students. We're also going to have a look at a school learning plan that is focusing on student belonging and connection and talking about the measures that are working at that particular school. So happy to have Lisa here with us. And we're also going to have members of our DEI, Diversity, Equity, Inclusion team, talking about the DEI conference, talking about our equity scan process and libraries and supports for students who are diverse in all kinds of different ways. So excited about that presentation as well. Next slide, please. And our third station is really focusing on career development. So one of our learning opportunities will be around flexible and responsive graduation pathways. We've got folks here from our online learning school, our adult education program, and summer learning. And many of our VSB students take these pathways to get themselves to graduation. So really innovative things happening there in those programs. We also have our career team here with us tonight. They're going to be talking about career explorations and dual credit opportunities for students at the secondary level. We also have a personalized learning station, and we're going to have our folks from our alternate programs talking about those pathways for learners to graduation in the alternate schools across the district. So lots of great learning and education for you tonight at the committee meeting. Next slide, please. So while you were at each station, I'm going to ask that you take a moment to reflect while you're there and consider some questions that you want to ask the presenters and facilitators. We want it to be interactive and for you to learn and engage with those people at the table. So thinking about when you're talking to someone at that table, what is effective about the initiative and how do you think it supports our FESL priorities? How do you think the success will be measured for the initiative? You can ask the folks at the table, how are you seeing a difference with what you're doing? What has the student response been to the initiative? So hearing how students are reacting and responding to these things will be an important conversation starter. Where can we go next with the initiative? So we're going to show you some things that we're doing, and maybe you have some ideas of where we can push that forward. Any other questions you have are open at the table. We're going to have this slide up for you once we're at each learning station. We'll also have some stickies and pens at the table. If you have thoughts or ideas or comments, please write them down and leave them at the table, and we'll collect them afterwards. So we're looking forward to an engaging evening. I will help you to rotate through each session as we begin. And I think now we're over to the chair to get us moving.
All right, thank you. Just reminder, questions from the committee members on this item will be addressed at each of the learning stations. Looks like we have addressed all the items on the agenda. Education Plan Committee members, we will take through the learning stations. The live broadcast will end out, and the meeting will adjourn following the conclusion of the small group discussion or at around 6:30 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. So to begin our rotation, if you are a group 1, so I believe group 1 is Lucetta's table.